Hello guys, it's Barry here. So today we are back with F1 Esport Round 3 around Austria. So let's get straight into it. So we are in qualifying now, Q1 first run. As you can see, we're just warming our tires. Make sure we have enough tire temp going to turn 1 because it's a really important corner. So before we head into our starting our lap, I'm telling you guys, in this track you need a good turn 1 and good turn 3, and then you can drive so safe for the rest of the lap and you will still do a really good lap. So as you can see, we're going to turn 1, brake at really close. I think it was like 70-meter board. We actually didn't get a good turn 1, and as you saw, we had a really terrible rotation, but never mind. 013 first sector, really awful, and then turn 3 was also really safe. In general, this lap not looking good because turn 1 and turn 3 was not good enough, simply as I said that. But anyway, going to turn 4, we managed to get a good rotation, but the apex was not the best. And then going to this left-hander, we need to carry so much speed, 6th gear, hitting the apex, getting as much rotation as possible. And then coming to this corner as well, we missed the apex here as well. The split is only 301, which is terrible, if I want to be honest with you guys. But going to last two corners, sending it, actually carried good speed. And then for the last corner, we didn't get the rotation. The lap is not good. Let's just get straight to our second lap in Q1 because we have to do another lap anyway. And as you can see, we are P11 after the first run, which is, as you can see, we have to go out again. Anyway, preparing the lap, get a good exit, and then going to turn 1 this time. Last time we did a mistake. This time, we 4th gear, hitting the curb, and this time we got the rotation perfectly. We got a really good exit, and then going to turn 3, we know we are like 80 up. Really good sector 1. 3rd gear, trying to get the rotation, and we actually locked up the front a tiny bit and cost us a good rotation, and we lost plenty of time in turn 3 because it was not ideal. And then going to turn 4, we knew we missed the apex last time and we hit it this time perfectly, and we got a really good rotation, and we are 80 up going to these double left-handers. 6th gear carrying good speed but missing the apex by a tiny bit. This time we again didn't hit the apex perfectly, but we still were closer than before to the apex. The lap's still really rusty. Going to last two corners, hitting this penultimate corner really good and get a really good rotation for the last corner. The last two corners were kind of good, and we ended up finishing P7, and Lucas Blakely actually really close to getting eliminated. Anyway, getting straight to Q2. This is our used tire lap. Turn 1, we did a mistake, we validated. Let's just get to our first proper Q2 lap, which is this one. Starting the lap, going to turn 1, 4th gear, trying to get a good rotation. If I want to be honest with you guys, the rotation was still not the best, and I had to use more curb to get the more rotation, which was but still 9.3 first, not bad. Turn 3, actually we got a good rotation. As you can see, we gained so much on Delta. We got a really good rotation. Going to turn 4 now, just preparing the brake bias and everything. Going to turn 4, we knew we have to hit the apex and get the good rotation. This is the main priority, and we actually got a really good corner. I think we nailed it, kinda. And then going to the double left-hander, 6th gear, this time hitting the apex, carrying as much speed as possible. 0.8 split, which is, I think, quite good. Maybe not the best, but it's fine. And that corner we actually hit the apex as well. And going to last two corner, we need to carry as much speed as possible without invalidating it. We carried good speed, and for the last corner we didn't quite hit the apex, and we even lost compared to that used tire, which is only 0.3. Let's get into the next lap because we have to go out again. And yeah, we actually, as you can see, we made a huge mistake in turn 1 in our last Q2 run, which is so crucial. So we are 40 red going to turn 3. We need a good turn 3, otherwise it's gonna be really hard, and with our turn 3 wasn't good as well. So as you can see, we are 9th and we are 50 red. Going to turn 4, we knew we have to do a good few corners or we are out. We're definitely out, and we actually nailed turn 4. We gained 50. Going to double left-hander, Sixth gear, trying to get super close to apex as possible, carrying as much speed as possible. The split is not good, but we nailed this corner, get the rotation, and we basically zero on delta, and we are P10. So we knew we have to send these last two corners, otherwise we are out. We nailed this corner, and the last corner we hit the apex perfectly, get perfect rotation, and we gain everything in the last two corner to clutch it to Q3. And as you can see, Q2 ended up like this. And as you can see, look at the gap between Josh and Wilson. It's actually crazy this grid. Wilson, Yarno, Alfie, Alvaro, and Ismar out, and we're heading to our first Q3 run. This is U-Star, so we're just going there, trying to obviously do a good lap, but it's gonna be super hard as we have only one set of face off like Jeddah. But we're still going out to find the momentum, and we actually did the 8-8 first, which is a really good first. But turn 3 again, we locked up the front. I remember I was telling to my engineer Yona as well that I'm not feeling comfortable in this track right now in the session, especially with turn 3. Always locking the front, always not good. Like, I was just struggling in general. The only a good sector I would say it was last sector, which I was kind of doing it consistent. And this lap is quite like normal, nothing special. Again, did a mistake. Like, if I want to be honest with you guys, it was not going well. I was kind of really happy to even make it to Q3 because I was really rusty. Like, as you can see, just not going well. But last two corner was actually cooking really hard. So with the 0-3, going to the last round of Q3, which is so important, and let's get into it. So turn 1, fourth gear, hitting the cap perfectly, and we get the perfect rotation. So we are nearly 40 up compared to 8-8, which is already a really good sector 1. And going to turn 3, we knew we were not doing it perfectly, but this time third gear, we got the rotation perfectly this time. Maybe not the best, because I think I went to outside gear maybe too much on the exit, but never mind, we are actually 150 up. Going to turn 4, we knew we have time here as well. Hit the apex perfectly, get the rotation, and we are nearly 2/10 up, going to the double left-hander. Here, 6th gear, trying to hit the apex, and we hit it perfectly, get the rotation done. We actually have 9-1 split, trying to hit the apex as well. I think we hit the curb tiny bit, but we still got a really good rotation. And then we go into last two corner. We have to be careful to not invalidate it, at the same time carrying, and we nailed the penultimate corner. Last corner we take it a little bit careful to finish the lap, and we are nearly 3/10 up, and we did a 7.44, which is an absolute banger lap. But GG to Thomas for beating us. He did a 7.39. As you can see, we are checking the sector. I was really happy with the lap I did in the session, considering I was struggling. And my teammate P6 as well, really good position for the race. Let's get into the race. As you can see, I have hard medium selected and medium hard selected because there was actually rain in one of the slots. So we knew it's going to be raining at some point of the race, but we knew it would be at the end. So we put medium tires, same as our teammate. And as you can see, Freddy Rasmussen on medium, but Thomas Runner is starting on hard tire. Jed Norgrove as well, well done to him as well actually. I didn't notice, but he qualified P4, which is amazing. And then Jed Norgrove on hard as well. And as you can see, we are using our ERS to pass Thomas Runner straight away. Because we are on medium tires, we're just using our ERS to pass him. We didn't want to like lose him any lap time. We knew in this race we kind of have to work later with Thomas if Freddy doesn't pass him. But as you can see, Freddy pushing him as well. And and Thomas down the inside of us to just defend from Freddy, and we just keep it around the outside, get a good exit, get a good momentum, and it's done. We are leading the race in lap 1, and we just know here, no need to push to get stupid warnings. We just need to keep it clean, keep the tires alive, and just drive as fast as possible, but clean. It's really crucial that drive clean in Austria, because you don't want to damage tires at all. We started on medium and Thomas on hard, so we know our strategy is a bit different, but we knew at the end is medium hard or hard medium. Going to turn 1, fourth gear, just trying to get the consistency, and then we're going to lap 6 again. So fourth gear, really good turn 1, the pace was going really well. I skipped to lap 6 because I was just leading the whole race, nothing to see, but in lap 6 Thomas Rora actually started to overtaking us. He actually overtook us, and then we didn't fight him as well. No need to fight. We have to work together because his hard tire is, I think, already. If I'm not wrong, I think that his hard tire is already better than us because we hit the drop off and he hasn't. But as you can see, he's leading and we're just trying to be behind him, saving tire. And let's go to lap 9. So again, turn 1, trying to get a good turn 1 is really crucial. Again, we got a really good turn 1. We were just making a gap to just save tires for these last 3 laps. Just chill a bit. Really nothing to really fight with Thomas, and then just chill really behind him. Third gear again. And yeah, we actually need to chill only. And lap 11 to 12, we knew it's crucial to pass Thomas and lead these few laps, like these laps that it's close to the pit window for the medium runners, of course, because in case, I don't know, any Red Bull drivers behind us wanted to pit, because when you're leading you have more gap to like P3, of course P1 has more gap to P3 or P4, so it was I remember back there when I was thinking like that with engineers. So we're like, okay, lap 12 or lap 13, we need to lead in case they wanted to pit. The undercut is less. But yeah, we just lap 12. We just we got the lead from Thomas, and then as you can see, we pushing, but at the same time we trying to not get any warning as well, because obviously in this track it's super easy to get 3 warnings at this GG. But actually it's quite interesting. Look at top left. I'm continuing, and as you can see, Josh actually pitting this lap. So we knew he's going for undercut, and we have Freddy as well. So we're heading to lap 13. We decided to not pit again, but our teammate is pitting this lap. Our teammate and Freddy Rasmussen decided to pit this lap. But actually, we knew like if we would pit, we would be behind the 2 Red Bulls and my teammate. So I would be like P4. It would be 2 Red Bull, 2 Ferrari battling for the win. And of course, we would have Thomas later on the race. But I don't know what would happen. So it was really like we locked up the front. But yeah, it would have been between both Ferraris and both Red Bulls till Thomas catches, and then at the back when he would catch, I don't know what would happen. But as you saw earlier, Lucas Blakely has left the session, so he's game crashed, I believe. And then something interesting happening now, that it was the first time ever. You guys, like, I remember I couldn't believe it. As you can see, I'm just pushing to just make a gap because I wanted to pit. As you can see, virtual safety car deployed. Like, best timing for us to pit. But at the same time, it was really bad for my teammate. As you can see, Thomas and Jet continue. They continue driving, and we pitting on their virtual safety car. Me, Jake, Brendan, Isma, Wilson, it was crazy. I remember I couldn't believe it. I thought I am the lucky one, but at the same time, of course, I could hear Nico and he was not happy at all. I was, and as you can see, Lucas joined us, but they deployed virtual safety car to help him. But it was no point because his race was already over. But yeah, let's get into the race, and then we're going to end up virtual safety car. Look at the delta. Actually, it was 1.7 to Jake. But because I am missing up the delta by 1 second, so I had 1 second green, but at the same time I was a little bit scared. I don't want to get drive through a 10-second penalty. I messed up the delta, and Jake is now in our DRS, which would take him few laps to get in our DRS, and also would take Brendan later to actually catch us. Which was completely my mistake. I completely misjudged. I was too scared, because obviously my mindset for this race was not the best, because I was actually really scared, like because of what happened in Jeddah. I was not in a good mood, of course, and I was just coming this race to get get points. But as you can see, Jake is pushing us to pass us actually, and we didn't really fight with him. We were like, okay, if you want to pass us, it's fine, because obviously don't want to fight, because our main rival for now is Brendan and Alfie. They're on medium. Brendan pushing me, so I had to push and pass Alfie. So past Jake, sorry. So we're going side by side with Jake to defend from Brendan. As you can see, we defended an Alfie and Brendan going side by side in this left-hander, which is not ideal. But Alfie made the move round the outside of Brendan. But then we are just behind Jake. We knew we have to just like defend from medium runners for like 4 laps, 5 laps, and then after that our hard will be same, and at the end of the race hard will be way faster. So as you can see, Ulas, Jed and Thomas hasn't pitted yet, and we just here, I didn't mind to go to P1, P2, I just wanted to defend from medium runners and be P2. And here I knew that Alfie will push us for sure, and then, but he didn't actually, and then we just used to pass Jake. And which I don't know if it was ideal. I think I did a mistake. I could have, but at the same time I thought Alfie would push. And then Alfie side by side with Jake. And then we're just using too much ERS at this point because we just want to keep the P1 or P2. Obviously I'm just letting Alfie pass, and because it's fine. Even if I'm P2, it's fine. And then me and Jake going side by side through this corner. But I'm inside, and he just backed off because of course being inside that corner is way better. And then we're just heading to last sector, and as you can see we're just trying to make a little bit gap to Alfie, so in case I had to use ERS I can use it and don't really overtake Alfie, and I have like space to catch to Alfie. But at the same time we don't have that we don't have a good toe. So yeah, going to the main straight till turn 3. Obviously I knew like Brendan pushing Jake, so I have to use ERS. I just had no option. And then going here, we tried to only overtake Jake, and Jake make it 3 wide. He just made it 3 wide. And then, yeah. I don't know who was at fault or it was not fault, but then this incident costing us so much ERS because we had to use so much ERS to pass Jake. It nearly cost us 30%. To keep P2, and yeah, it was really crucial that we don't use that 30% because we were already on 60%. But the unfortunate incident cost us so much years, and we're just heading to lap 21 right now. As you can see, we catched Ulas because he hasn't pitted because he wanted to help his teammate. And as you can see, we knew we have to pass Ulas as soon as possible. We didn't want to get as really close because it was risky, and then we're using our ERS here. Yeah, we're just using our ERS to try to pass Ulas, but here I don't know why I didn't send it more. I didn't more aggressive, and as you can see, Ulas literally braking on the apex, which I don't understand. It shouldn't be illegal. It shouldn't be legal at all. You can drive slower, but he just literally braking on the apex. And costing us so much lap time, and I think I had to be more aggressive with him obviously as well, and yeah, it was my fault again. We're not having a good championship here, and then Alfie's gone. It is literally the easiest win ever. Ola's costing me so much lap time because I didn't pass him. It was obviously my fault, and then here I'm not using, and then Jake using, and then I'm going side by side with Jake, and we have a really bad exit, and then here comes Brendan. I'm using so much ERS for absolutely nothing, and I'm on 3%, and basically I have no ERS on lap 22. We're defending from Brendan, but we don't have any ERS. We have nothing to play with. We basically have no ERS on lap 22, and yeah, it was not ideal situation. We lost the win, and then we don't have any ERS, staying on P3. Heading to lap 24, we only recovered 26% ERS. We're still trying to recover ERS as much as possible, but at the same time Brendan and Ismo pushing us, and then as you can see Brendan again pushing us, and we had to use ERS. We tried to use as low as possible. Here overtaking Jake, trying to get a good exit obviously, and then Brendan going side by side again, and I had to use a bit ERS, but then again Jake is pushing us, and then I didn't even use that much, and then I was like, I'm just going side by side with Jake, and we should be fine. And then here Brendan trying to make it 3 wide again, but he couldn't. Then we're going side by side with Jake. We let Jake pass obviously because We wanted to save ERS, and Isma overtook Brendan. And I remember here, my engineer told me that Isma has around 80% ERS, so we knew keeping him behind would be kind of impossible. And yeah, it was, as you can see, the ERS management in this race was awful. And then the making decision on Ulas that made the move was again awful. The VSC Delta was again terrible. So all of these mistakes that cost us so much lap time. So here we actually saving ERS, we lifting, we don't want to do anything. And then here we hit actually Jake. And yeah, we're having a really bad race. Like, just nothing goes our way. We're doing stupid mistakes. And then here I knew, like, it's in the drag race. I can't really defend from Isma. Maybe I should have used a bit of ERS because Isma didn't lose as well. And then, yeah, I just made so many stupid decisions that costed us so much lap time and so much second, so much ERS. And then we're just heading to lap 27. Recovered to 45% ERS, just behind Jake and Isma, but at the same time, Thomas catches us with basically, I think, 7-8 laps pressure tire. And because of what Ulash did, Thomas and Jed's strategy is also working as well. So because we lost so much time behind Ulas, we actually Thomas catching us now, Jet catching us, and we just again used 10% useless battery. I don't know why, because at the end of the day Thomas would pass us anyway, same as Jet. Thomas is on medium as well, but I think with Jet we should have used here maybe a little bit, but at the same time I think he would have passed anyway. So we're just using our ERS, we're just trying to save as much as possible. Then we're heading to lap 29. Nothing happened, I just saved a bit of ERS. I mean, I tried, but it didn't really save. It's 50% only. And then we're just trying to defend from Freddy right now because nothing else we could do. Our championship rival, definitely Freddy is always there. Even though he's not the championship leader, but he's always our championship rival. And as you can see, we did semi-defend, but nothing crazy. And then here he's using, and we are using, we're defending from Freddy. And at the same time, we're trying to save as much ERS as possible. Because nothing else we could do, actually, nothing. And we're heading to lap 32, which again, we try to recover ERS, and every time we recover to 50%, 40%, again, people like Freddy pushing us, or the driver behind us pushing us, and then we have to use again. But here, I'm using, but at the same time, I thought opportunity to send to Jet, but Jet moved on the braking, actually. And I had to brake so much that I couldn't really get alongside him. And it made us to have the incident, and this incident at the end of the race, the stewards giving me 5 seconds, I think, or 3 seconds. So this incident costed me P6, P5 in this race as well. And then going to last lap, we're just heading to last lap, nothing really happened. Jet didn't attack us as well at all. And then here we saved like 50% for last lap in case we have any chance, but in general was an awful race. Terrible with all the decisions. It was really bad. Then we just staying away from the curbs because it's raining. We don't want to lock up in the last lap. We're just using our ERS. The pace was just not that good as well. Back into it. I don't think it was that good. I think we didn't have that quite good setup. So not ideal. Going to this left-hander, we're still trying to drive fast, but at the same time a little bit safe to at least, in my brain, in that race, to bring at least P5. Damage limitation, I mean, but it was my fault, of course. Made a stupid decision because the VSC actually worked for me, like it was not bad for me. But yeah, going to, and as you can see, Isma and Thomas fighting quite nicely, going side by side together, which is really nice to see. We're finishing the race in P5, but with penalty, we're finishing the race P10. So it's 3 races, I believe, only 12 points. 3 races, only 11 points for us. It's been absolutely really bad championship for us. I mean, yeah, we had a good qualifying P2, P2, but we scored only 1 point from these 2 races, which was not ideal. But it is what it is. We just have to think about it, what was wrong, and learn from it. We should try my best and try to use my brain more in the upcoming races, which you guys will see. Thank you so much for watching it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe and like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.